Our webinar today is entitled SAP EHS Environment, Health, Safety, Accidents, and Incidents Management. This webinar will discuss Industrial Hygiene and Safety application area and the new Specification Management capabilities in PLM 7.01. My name is Alan Mendel, Vice President of LeverX and the moderator for today's webinar. Before I turn the time over to our presenters, let me briefly introduce you to LeverX. LeverX assists companies increase business value by leveraging existing investments in SAP solutions. LeverX is an SAP services partner, an associate member of the PLM Alliance. LeverX delivers strategic, functional, and technical services in the areas of SAP Product Lifecycle Management, Portfolio and Project Management, and related solutions. LeverX offers services for business process and strategic consulting, solution architecture development, implementation planning and execution, application management support, on-site and remote delivery models. In addition, LeverX provides services for SAP mobile application strategy development and implementation, as well as a broad set of technologies including SAP NetWeaver, Workflow, Business Warehouse, and Business Objects. We are pleased to introduce our presenters for today's webinar. Our first presenter is Anil Kakade, Senior Principal Consultant at LeverX. Our other presenter is Ashok Tiwani, Consultant for LeverX. Our webinar agenda will proceed as outlined. First, we'll hear from Anil about SAP EHS Accidents and Incidents Management Functional Overview, whereupon Ashok will give us an overview and demonstration of the new web-enabled UI for Specifications Management. We will then take some questions through the GoToWebinar control panel. Anil, I will give you over the presentation. Please start when you're ready.
So let me start off with my first slide here, and barring any problems, hopefully you should be able to see my first slide. And this is, now you notice that we call this accident and incident management because originally we were kind of using the old EHS module for it, and then you can see from here the new incident management. It is actually called the incident management solution. And if you look at the enhancements that have been made, Business Suite 7.0 Innovations 2010, we are in 2012. So obviously we are at a higher release now. And if you look at the fourth bullet there, which talks about enhancement pack 5 with 1.0. The reason why I have kept this is because the demo we're going to show you is actually on enhancement pack 5 and extension 1.0. Since then, this is 2012, and SAP obviously has made additional enhancements, and they are incorporated into enhancement pack 6. And I believe the incident management version is 2.0. And what we would do is those who are participating, we will be sending you information, particularly the delta between what we're presenting here and the functionality in 2.0. Now, incident management, just to kind of give you an introduction before I move to my slides, the offering from SAP is actually quite extensive, and it is as valid for huge, very, very huge incidents and accidents to smaller ones. And some of the big ones that come to mind, like Fukushima nuclear disaster in Japan, the BP oil explosion, and the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico are two very big ones. But then you hear about mining accidents all over the place in different countries. The one that comes to mind was the one in Chile. That one, as well as railroad accidents. So you can see that the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because you can see that there are several industries here some of them are already on it, and some of them would definitely benefit. And the ones that come to mind, obviously, major oil companies, electric and other utilities, and of course, I mentioned the railroad. The railroad industry could really use this. And one of the reasons why I'm mentioning these three is because we have in the past been contacted and have actually done more extensive demos to some of the customers who are seriously thinking about implementing this and using our services. Okay, so that's the reason why I mentioned those three. Let me go to my next slide here and really do a quick introduction of the various functionality of the incident management system. Now, one interesting thing compared to the incident management of the past is that, and I'm going to kind of probably mention this more than once, is that if you look at that very first bullet, it talks about not just the incidents, but it also talks about the near misses and observations. That obviously is important, because what SAP has done is that it is basically empowering just about anybody in the organization to report not just incidents, but also near misses, so you can take some action so that it never happens again, or at least minimize something that could happen. And the other one is just observations, and observations meaning that if someone observes that maybe there's a broken railing on a stairway or something that needs to be fixed, then that can be reported also, and then action can be taken to remedy that. So you can see that this is extremely powerful, that in addition to just incident reporting and management, you're talking about near misses and observations.